Welcome to the Echo Tips Podcast. In this week's episode, we're going to be looking at a new feature on the Echo that was announced, I believe, around the recent Amazon event, and that is connected with weather alerts, in particular, rain, go away, come back some other day. Yes, so we're going to learn about how you can be alerted to rain that is upcoming via notification, and also, probably more importantly for some of us, especially here in the South, is snow and things like that. And we're also going to take a look back at the old severe weather alerts as well, because it kind of seems to tie in with this if that was something you weren't familiar as well. But we're going to learn about rain and snow alerts. But before we get into that any kind of detail, we're going to go to a brief message about our podcast, and then we'll be right back. This episode is brought to you by New Vision at Goodwill Industries of the Valleys, and also made possible in part by a grant from the Virginia Board for the Blind and Vision Impaired. New Vision is a program of Goodwill that provides information services and assistive technology training to individuals with visual impairments. Goodwill Industries of the Valleys is a nonprofit organization serving Central, Southwest, and Southside Virginia. Goodwill's mission is to empower individuals, strengthen families, and inspire communities. These shows are provided for educational purposes. This podcast may not be retransmitted, sold, or reproduced without written permission from New Vision. Well, hello again, and welcome back to our podcast. It's good to have you with us this week. For our new listeners, I'd like to introduce myself. My name is David Ward. I'm an assistive technology instructor with the New Vision program, and here every week for the last, 5 years. It's been 5 seasons at least. We're in our 5th season. We try to highlight new things you can do on your Echo and your different Echo line of devices, ones with screens, ones without screens. Sometimes we deal with some of the home automation stuff. Sometimes we dust off some of the old goodies and look back, and we even look at new hardware. We recently covered some of the new hardware, such as the Echo Dot line of devices and a new paint job on the Echo Studio. But that's what you'll find with these podcasts. We try to keep them 5 to 15 minutes long. And for our returning listeners, we'd like to welcome you back as well. It's just really great to have you with us. We love your comments, sharing things on Facebook and Twitter, your questions. I don't know if I ever mentioned this, but for both of you, you can even give an audio question or comment via Anchor. ANCHOR.FM. I don't know if I ever mentioned that really before, but you can even do that up there. You can go and click on a record and record a little note to us, and it'll come to us here on the podcast. And we'd like to have your permission if you'd like to say, too, that you'd like permission to use that on the podcast. We might even do that. Anywho, so today is really neat for you weather nerds, you weather geeks, or you just want to know that you need to have a raincoat on before you go outside. You might want to know about these new features released on the Echo. And there actually was a whole bunch of new features we're going to probably try and gloss over here in the next few weeks, connected with Amazon Kids for parents and children, some really neat tweaks, some additional home automation things we're going to look at. In fact, that was originally what I was going to cover today, but I thought this might be much more practical and cover this early because I don't know about you, but here in Virginia, Southwest Virginia, it's been getting chilly quite lately, and we're having freeze warnings and stuff like that. So having weather advisories about snow and even rain might be really helpful. And so we're gonna look at that. Now, first off, we're gonna get into our time machine. Oh, by the way, if you have an Echo in hearing distance of me, we are gonna be doing live demos here in studio, so you might want to mute its ears. That way, I'm not triggering your Echo at home, because we say the A lady's name for reals here, and we don't blurp it out. So you just might bear that in mind. So I'll give you a second to do that. While you're doing that, we're going to travel back in time. That's right, back in time to the year 2020, where we had what was called severe weather alerts. So this is an oldie. Before we tackle the new thing, this is an oldie but a goodie, which I think is really important. Severe weather alerts. So you might think tornadoes. We recently here in the States had devastating hurricanes, and our thoughts and prayers go out to all those that are affected by the hurricanes and the after effects of that. So severe weather alerts, very powerful and useful. And so let's take a look at that first. And I think it's already enabled on mine, so I'm not too sure if I say it enabled what it will do. Well, let's give it a try. Alexa, enable severe weather alert.
Okay, I'll notify you when there is a weather alert for Roanoke. To turn this off, ask me to cancel severe weather alerts.
Okay, well, that's cool. So I guess she just didn't tell me that it was already enabled. I'm pretty sure it was already enabled, although it may be device by device. That's very interesting, because I know it's enabled at home. So, yeah, that might be something to check into, y'all. If you have different echoes, it may be device by device. So I know definitely, I'm pretty sure the ones at home always chirp up. I mean, but I'm here in the office, so that might be worth something to check. If you make sure you have it in all your places, because this is the sort of thing I definitely want to know. I want to know when there's a winter weather advisory coming in, or ice storm, or there's a hurricane or a tornado, whatever it is. I want to know right away. Now, generally, the severe weather alerts are going to, as best as I remember, are going to chime, even though this is 2 years old, are going to chime, and they're going to tell you right away. It's just not going to be like a silent notification. So I think that's really helpful, because when it's severe weather, you definitely want to know right away. Okay, so now let's move on to the new. That's right, the new stuff. Woohoo! All right, so we want to know about rain and snow. And so, like I said, this is brand new, and so the commands for this are fairly simple, and I imagine you can do several different plays on this that will trigger it. But the one here in the documentation right off the website is, Alexa, tell me when there is rain.
Okay, I'll check the weather in Roanoke daily at 7 p.m. and notify you if rain or snow is expected the next day. To turn this off, just ask me to cancel rain and snow notifications.
Okay, cool. I was wondering how it would do that, and then they gave the explanation here, because there wasn't much written on the website. Okay, so it'll tell you at night. That's kind of cool. I like it. Now, the way it phrased it is, it seemed to suggest that maybe they were lumped together, rain and snow, so almost like any kind of precipitation. So I don't know if that's true or not. Let's try the other command here and see if it says the same thing. Alexa, tell me when there is snow.
Okay, I'll check the weather in Roanoke daily at 7 p.m. and notify you if snow or rain is expected the next day. To turn this off, just ask me to cancel snow and rain notifications.
Cancel snow and rain. Okay. Oh, now I'm looking here at the website more precisely. It does say or. So we can do it for rain or snow. So it treats it as general precipitation. I don't know if I like that too much, because I'm here in the South, and snow is kind of a big deal here. It can shut down the whole community. We don't have snow plows, and I mean we do, but it's not like a really high. It's not like you're living in Michigan or upstate New York, where they know how to deal with snow in bulk. So snow is a big deal here. But I still like the idea that you're going to get some sort of intel on that the day before at night, as it said. So super cool. Obviously, I think if you wanted to expand on this functionality, a routine would be really good, or linking it with your flash briefing in the mornings. So like when I'm up drinking coffee for work every morning, I know when that is, and I could set a routine or a flash briefing thing that's going to give me additional details about that in the morning, so on a regular basis, and that way I don't miss it, just in case. Okay, well that basically that covers that for today, and a little news, and we have a lot of past episodes, by the way, y'all, about weather and flash briefings and all of that kind of good stuff. So by all means, go back and check that. Maybe like pollen count when we get into the spring. UV light stuff, all sorts of great things you can use your Echo for, connected with weather. So super duper. All right, well, guys, I really appreciate your listenership this week. It's time to turn your ears back on your Echoes, start practicing some of the many things that you've learned. If you had feedback for us, I mentioned earlier how you could even leave an audio message. But by all means, you can also correspond to us by email at info@goodwillvalleys.com. You can also reach out to us on Facebook or Twitter at Goodwill Industries of the Valleys. And I would really appreciate that if you could do that. I'll put that out here this week, that just some sort of positive feedback is great. Questions, topics you'd like to see us cover again. I've had people reach out. I'd like to hear about the Bible app skills again, or if there's anything new with this, or a particular genre of games like Choose Your Adventure or trivia where we're working our brains and stuff like that. So by all means, feel free to reach out to me. Now, like I said, I'm at the moment not short for content at all with these Alexa or A-Lady announcements. I said her name again. Anywho, so I'm not in shortage of any material right now, but I do love to hear feedback and get an idea for what you all in the audience like to hear more about. Okay, well, that brings this show to a close, and once again, we thank you for, as we say at the end of every episode, we thank you for listening.
Thanks, Dave. Let me tell you a bit more. Let me put on my official sounding voice. Ahem. This episode is brought to you by New Vision at Goodwill Industries of the Valleys and also made possible in part by a grant from the Virginia Board for the Blind and Vision Impaired. New Vision is a program of Goodwill that provides information services and assistive technology training to individuals with visual impairments. Goodwill Industries of the Valleys is a nonprofit organization serving Central, Southwest, and Southside Virginia. Goodwill's mission is to empower individuals, strengthen families, and inspire communities. These shows are provided for educational purposes. This podcast may not be retransmitted, sold, or reproduced without written permission from New Vision. Phew! Thanks for listening.